my name is Amelia Thomason, and I am currently taking Moral Theology and the Sanctification of Time with Mrs. Bright. I have really enjoyed this class. It has made the study of virtue that can sometimes seem very aloof and far off from the sort of nitty-gritty everyday life very accessible and enriching to my own thought process around the choices that I make and how they'll ultimately affect the person I become, and even now how they're affecting my relationship with God and with other people. Mrs. Bright has a very deep understanding of this more complex subject matter, which has been super helpful to me, and also having lively discussions with my classmates has made it a lot more understandable to our own lives. This has been my first class with Canterbury House of Studies, but I have super appreciated the style and depth of thought that it has been introducing, and also I appreciate that the format is more of a college seminar discussion style instead of a high school lecture series. So I have been really enjoying my time.
My name is George Green, and I'm currently taking the Anglican Foundations course in the Canterbury House of Studies. The course is taught by the head of our house, Mrs. Rhea Bright. The course I'm currently taking describes in depth the history of the Church and describes how it shaped and formed the Anglican Church today. When I first started this course, I was very interested in church history, which isn't a bad thing, but at that time I was only interested in history. As the year went on, occasionally in our classes we'd have very, very interesting discussions that I just didn't want to end, because I was just learning so much about not only the church, but also the faith as a whole, and I was just understanding more about the practices that we do today in church, and also how they linked back to the practices of the early church. And it's just so interesting. I felt like I was being drawn so much closer to God throughout the whole thing. If I had not taken this course, I definitely would have missed out on a great opportunity to learn about the church, but I also wouldn't have understood my faith as deeply as I do now. Because when you learn about all the practices of the church, you also start to understand why we do things and the depth and the spiritual meaning of it. And I just wouldn't have understood that if I didn't take this course. I love this course. It's just excellent to have a set of courses designed to teach you a lot about your faith. And I very, very much look forward to doing more courses next time.
Hi, my name is Kate, and I'm currently taking 2 classes in Canterbury House, Moral Theology and the Sanctification of Time, and God's Great Covenant, New Testament 2. One of my favorite things about these classes is the small class size. We get to have really good conversation together and get to know each other more. Everyone gets to contribute to the conversation, so we're not only learning from our teachers, but from our classmates as well. Our teachers are so enthusiastic about what they are teaching, and they get to know their students and our learning styles so they can teach the material in the best way for the students. They also come up with really creative and fun learning ideas and project ideas so that we can have fun learning. My favorite part about taking these classes is how they help to strengthen my faith. We learn about different aspects of God's character, and we get to see His power and love at work as we read the scriptures together. We also get to learn how we can become more like Jesus. The classes I'm taking in Canterbury House are by far my favorites out of all of my classes this year because of how supportive of a learning community I get to be a part of and how much fun we have.